Hi, sir. Hi, everyone. I am Engineer Rolando Jr. F. Mabini, and I am assigned to the topic Nonlinear Regression and Newton Divided Difference. Nonlinear Regression. Background. Regression is a statistical technique used to understand the relationship between variables, the dependent variable, and independent variable. Regression analysis creates a model, often a line of best fit, that shows how the independent variable is likely to affect the dependent variable. This line helps you see the general trend, even if the data points have some scatter. There are two categories of regression, linear and nonlinear regression, which in my case, I will only focus on the nonlinear regression. Just a brief background, the difference between the linear and nonlinear regression, by the name itself, linear regression means that the model that the regression creates is in linear form, or it is in line. Although as we plot the data that is scattered, or some of this is scattered, but uh, if we are going to look the trend of the data, we can create a model by this linear equation. So we can use linear equation, but for nonlinear regression, the data often have a curve, so it involves curves. So it is called nonlinear because in definition itself, no, in term itself, nonlinear. So it must involve a curve. So after plotting the data in the nonlinear regression, we can decide then that when to use this linear and nonlinear regression based on the data that we have plotted. Motivation. Regression is a statistical technique which determines the relationship of the dependent and independent variable. Gives the idea or can be used as a tool for decision making. In the side of research, it is very important, of course, in testing of hypotheses to whether accept the null hypothesis or not, or reject. In the engineering side, it is applies in the part of providing a model, an equation model, say for example in the population growth. Regression is a often associated with correlation. So it often denoted as correlation and regression. It is a very powerful tool for to help us in decision making in the testing of our hypothesis. And also, one of the beauty of regression is that by utilizing the data gathered, the points by plotting the points of the data gathered, we can create an equation model for, say for example, in population growth, no, to predict a population over a certain time. Mathematical background. So this is the uh, general equation for the Gauss-Newton method. Y sub I is equal to f of x of I, uh, a sub O, a sub 1 to a sub n, plus the e sub I, where y sub I is the dependent variable and the x sub I is the independent variable. A sub O to a sub n is the parameter of the non-linear function, and e sub I is the random error. For convenience, this formula can be abbreviated in the form of y sub I equals f of x of I plus e sub I. Nonlinear model can be expanded in a Taylor series around the parameter values and curtailed after the first derivative. So f of x of I of j plus 1 is equal to f of x sub I of j plus the partial derivative of f of x of I over the partial derivative of a sub o times the delta a sub o plus the partial derivative of f of x sub I of j with respect to the partial derivative of a sub 1 times the delta a sub 1, where j is the initial guess and the j plus 1 is the prediction. So we have this formula for delta a sub o, which is equal to a sub o j plus 1 minus a sub o j. And for delta a sub 1, it is equal to a sub 1 j plus 1 minus a sub 1 j. Linearizing the model with respect to the parameters, y sub I minus f of x of I of j is equal to the partial derivative of the f of x of I over partial derivative of a sub o times the delta a sub o plus the partial derivative of x of I of j with respect to the partial derivative of a sub 1 times the delta a sub 1 plus e sub I. Actually, if we are going to observe the equation, when linearizing the model, the f of x of I of j plus 1 was replaced by this y sub I. Since linear model involves only the x and y, so that's the difference for the for this equation. In the matrix form, vector d is equal to vector matrix z sub j times the vector delta a plus e. Here, the z of j is the matrix of partial derivative of the function evaluated in the initial guess j. So z sub j equals to, so this is the matrix when converting the data into matrix. So we have this partial function f of 1 over the partial derivative of a sub o, and then for the next column is that the only difference is with respect to a sub o and a sub 1, and then it follows to the partial derivative of n with respect to a sub o and with respect to a sub 1. The vector d contains the differences between the measurement and the function values. So this is the values for vector d. We have y sub 1 minus f of x of 1, y sub 2 minus f of x of 2. So these are the corresponding value of, since y is the dependent variable, so corresponding value of y, and the f of x is the corresponding value of uh, the f of x when uh, x is determined. So this vector d is up until y sub n minus f of x of n. So this determines how the number of the data points used. Vector delta A contains the changes in parameters. So these are the delta A sub O to delta A sub N. Applying linear least squares theory, so we have this z of j transpose, and then times the z of j matrix times the vector delta A is equal to the z of j matrix z of j transpose times the vector d. The approach consists of solving for delta A, which can be employed to compute improved values for the parameters. So we have the A sub O, j plus 1 is equal to A sub O j plus delta A sub O. And for A sub 1, j plus 1, which is the uh, prediction. So equal to A sub 1 j plus delta A sub 1. This procedure is repeated until the solution converges, that is, until it falls below an acceptable stopping criterion. So we can now then calculate the error A sub A of k. So we have this A of k j plus 1 minus A sub k j over A sub k j plus 1 times the 100%. Nonlinear regression, this is the standard equation for an Gauss-Jordan method. We have y is equal to A sub O times 1 minus e to the power of negative A sub 1 times x quantity, close and open parentheses, plus e, where A sub O is and A sub 1 is the parameter of nonlinear function and y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable. So for sum of squares of the residual, this is the formula f of A sub O, A sub 1 is equal to the summation of I is equal to 0 to n, uh, y sub I minus A sub O times the quantity of 1 minus e to the power of negative A sub 1 times x sub 1 squared. Example, so fit the function of f of x, A sub O, A sub 1 is equal to A sub O times 1 minus e to the power of negative A sub 1 x to this data. So x, these are the given values of x and y. So we have 0.25, 0.75, 1.25, 175, 225. And for y, we have 0.28, 0.57, 0.68, 0.74, and 0.79. At first initial guess, since we are going to predict, we have the prediction, so we need to guess. We can plot these values of x and y, and first step is to guess initially for this A sub O and A sub 1. So later on we will be getting the values of this A sub O and A sub 1. So for now, we need to guess for A sub 1 and A sub O. Uh, the initial sum of squares of residual is 0.0248. This is derived from this formula. This formula below, this is the formula of sum of squares of the residuals. So this y sub 1, if we are going to calculate this sum of squares, so we need to substitute for y sub 1, y sub I. So the first, this 0.28, we will denote this as y sub 1, 0.57 as y sub 2, and up to y sub 5. So since we have 5 numbers of data points, so y sub 1 minus A sub O. So initial guess is 1. So this is 1. And then quantity 1 minus e to the negative A sub 1. So again, we have the initial guess. A sub 1 is equal to 1. Therefore, this is 1. And then for x sub 1, so this corresponds to the value of 0.25, and then the value of that we are going to square all after executing this formula. Then we will going to square all the result, and then we are going to repeat the process by replacing y sub I to y sub 2 up to y sub 5, the same with the x sub 1 to x sub 5, and then by squaring and then summing up all the values, we can derive this answer 0.0248. Solution. So that was just an initial guess, and what we have derived is the sum of squares of residual. And then uh, for the solution, so we have this function. Since in our matrix Z of J earlier, we have discussed that we have the formula of the function of uh, 1 to the partial derivative of a sub o. Sorry for that. I hope you can understand this, my penmanship. And then it corresponds to the other column, which is with respect to a sub 1. So I have discussed this earlier. And then what we have here is that partial derivative. By the way, partial derivative, it is called partial derivative because we are differentiating only part of the equation. So say for example, this first equation, partial derivative of f with respect to uh, a sub o is equal to, we need to differentiate this with respect to a sub o. So since we are differentiating with respect to a sub o, any other variable here in the right side will be uh, is a constant other than a sub o. So this a sub 1 and this x is constant. So again, this is the basic of differentiation. This is a product rule. So actually, the derivative of a sub 0 is 0 man, since the derivative of this uh, side here in the right side, since it is all the basic of derivative is product, ba? Derivative of a sub o, derivative of this, and then plus the this one, 1 minus e to the power of negative a minus x times the derivative of a sub o. So derivative of a sub o with respect to a sub o is just 1. So again, the other a term will become 0. So what we will have is this. If we are going to differentiate with respect to a sub o, we will arrive this equation. And then if we derive also with respect to 1, then all of the variables here, aside of x sub 1, will be constant. So a sub o here is constant and x is constant. So if we are going to differentiate this with respect to a sub 1, then we will arrive at this equation. Okay, so this is the z of j. So again, this is the formula. Partial derivative of f of 1, and then with respect to the partial derivative of a sub o. Since earlier we have differentiated this with respect to a sub o and with respect to a sub 1, so that partial derivative will be used here. The values, the value of there for a with respect to the partial derivative with respect to a sub o is 1 minus e to the negative a sub 1 x. This one here, this the right side portion here, this one. So this is the derivative of the function 1 with respect to a sub o. So to get the value of this one, we need to substitute the value of a sub 1 and then x. So since earlier we have guessed that the value of a sub 1 is 1, and then the value of x, so this will follow x sub 1 is 0.25. So we have 5, this one 5 data by using this formula, substituting the value of a sub 1 and x, then we arrive these values. And the same with the uh, this one, this right side, the derivative of uh, with respect to a sub 1 is, I think that was a sub o times x times this one whole term. So again, since a sub o is, we have guessed the value of 1, and then we have this value of x, we have 5 values for x, so we have these 5 values corresponds to this uh, result. And then the value of a sub 1 still 1 and then x. So just substitute all that result. We are going to arrive on this result here. Next is the z of 0. We are going to transpose it. No? Z of 0 transpose times z of z sub 0. So our matrix now will become this 2 by 2 matrix. And then what we will do next is this one, inverse this function, this matrix into this matrix, and then the value of vector d. Again, this is, so for y sub 1, the values used here is this one, then same for y sub 2, this one, up to y sub 5, this one. So these are the values here for y sub 1 to y sub 5 corresponds to this table here. And then this part here is the function of x sub 1. So function of x sub 1 is, we are going to use this formula here. So for 1 x sub 1, then we are going to use the value of x sub 1 here is 1, so we can get these values here. So up to 5, y sub 5, which is 0.79, and then x sub 5, use this number to here, and then x sub 1 is 1, a sub 0 is 1, so we can calculate the values of this right side here. Okay, that is for the vector d. And then that transpose matrix we have earlier must be multiplied to the matrix D. So arriving at these two values of our uh, matrix. And then vector A. So we have these values for vector A. Now, what we are going to do here is this value we are going to add by 1 since the initial guess we have made for a sub 1 and a sub 0 is 1. So adding these values for our delta vector delta A. So adding this, so we have this now the value of a sub 0 and the value of a sub 1. Okay, so we have this now the new a sub o and then the new value of a sub 1. So this corresponding value of sum of squares, again that equation of the summation I to n y sub o minus a sub o, this one here, and then square those all. So that value, if we can sum all of that value, so we will arrive on this value of the sum of squares of residual. And then for the error, uh, this is given by the early reporters. The error is the true value minus approximation over true value. Sorry for my penmanship. So we can get this 30% by deducting the uh, value of true value of this one. This minus the uh, since we are this problem is dealing on the ln2, so the equivalent of that is around 0.6. So minus this one minus the value of this ln2 around 7.6 over this one, so we can get the error of this uh, value of our production a sub 0. Okay, next topic will be interpolation. So specifically the Newton divided difference interpolation method. Motivation estimates the value of function at a specific point known data points. It bridges the gap between the limited data points and need for continuous function presentation in various numerical application. Can be applied in various application in thermodynamics. So actually the derivation of the temperature conversion of Celsius to degrees is done by interpolation. So these are just one of the also solving for missing data in STEM table. So this is very much applicable in calculating those enthalpy and entropy. And for in surveying side, so it can be used in the contouring of land. So we have three versions of this interpolation: linear interpolation, quadratic interpolation, and the general form of Newton's interpolating polynomials. Linear interpolation, so we have this general formula a f of 1 of x is equal to f of x sub 0 plus f of x of 1 minus f of x of 2 over x of 1 minus x of 2 times x minus x sub o. So f of x denotes the first order interpolating polynomial, and this second part here denoted as the finite difference method. Finite different divided difference. So example, if we have the same problem as earlier, estimate the natural logarithm of 2 using linear interpolation. So first perform computation by interpolation between ln1, which is equal to 0 here. So I provided the values here, ln1, ln2, and then repeat the procedure but use a smaller interval from 1 to 4. Note that the true value of ln2 is 0.693147. Okay, solution. We use the equation and linear interpolation for ln2 from x sub 0 to x of 6. So first, we need to, the interval is x sub 0 is 1, and then for x sub 1 is 6. Okay, so this is the formula given earlier, so we will just plug in the values. So f of x of 0, so ln1 is, this is 0, and then for x sub 1, this is provided in the table earlier. So f of x of 1 is 1.79, x of 2 is still 0, and then the interval we have set is the x sub 1 is 6, and then this one, x sub 0 is 1. So we get the value of times the x is 1, and then x sub o is the value of x is 2, since we are dealing with this uh, ln of 2, and then the value, no, not the ln 2, but if we let the value of x equals to 2, since what we are after is the f of 2, so this is the corresponding value. So x will be 2, and then minus x sub o, which is 1. So times this one, so we arrive at this answer. And for the error, so we have this formula here. I have provided this formula, true value minus approximation over true value. So for this time, again, our true value is DL into, which is around 0.6, this one, 0.693147. So true value minus this one, approximation over this one, we will get this error 48.3%. Okay, so another one is that we assume the interval is 1 to 4. So x sub o is 1, and then x sub 1 is 4. So the same scenario applies. These are the values for the corresponding value of x. So again, this formula here again for the linear interpolation standard formula. So by substituting again, this is 0, is 1, and then f of x of 1 is 1.38. It is provided, it is here. And then the value of f of x sub 0 is still 0, and then x sub 1 is 4, x sub 0 is 1. So times the value of x, since again we are interested in f of 2, so we let the value of x as 2. So we can get this f of 2, which is equal to 0.46. Again, this is a uh, absolute value. This one is an absolute value, so true value minus this one over true value, we can arrive at the 33% error. Okay, so this is the uh, figure. So this is our uh, equation, true value of the line f of x. So what we have interpolated is the values here and here. So around 0.35, and then the other one is 0.46. So it is here. So that is the interpolation value of, this is the true value over the interpolation. Okay, next is the quadratic equation. So we have this standard formula, and then it can also be written also by in terms, this is in terms of b sub o, b sub 1, and then this is in terms of a sub o, a sub 1, and a sub 2. And then this equation here is just the derived from here, in terms of, and then this one we have also a sub 2 is equal to b sub 2. If x is equal to x sub o, then b sub o will be equal to this one, f of x sub o. Now if we are going to replace this, since if we let this x as x sub o, then this term here will become 0, and this term here will also become 0. Therefore what we have left is that this will, b of 0 will be equal to f of x of 0. And if x is equal to x sub 1, if we replace this as x sub 1 is 1, x sub 1, and then this one x sub 1, this term here will become 0, so this will become 0. So what we have left is this term here, and then by algebra, in terms of v1, this will equal to this one. So transpose this to other side, and then since b sub o is equal to b f of x sub o, so we replace this b sub o with this one, and then divide o side by x sub 1 minus x sub 2 here. So and then for b sub 2, the same applies if we let x is equal to x sub 2. This one is x sub 2, this one x sub 2, this one, and then in terms, if the equation will be in terms of b sub 2. So again, kanini is transpose to other side, which is equal to f sub 2. So this is uh, this one. These are the two, and then this one, b sub 1, since b sub 1 is equal to this, so substitute this to this to b sub 1. So this is, no, this is the b sub 1, and then this term here is in 2, and then x sub 1. So we will get this value here, b sub 2. Okay, for example, the same problem, fit a second order polynomial to the 3 points used in the last example. So 3 points, x0x equals 1, x1 is 4, x2 is 6. And then the corresponding, I provided the corresponding value of f of x sub 0, f of x sub 1, and then f of x sub 2. So calculating now the b sub 1 uh, by plugging in the formula, I mean the values, this one, and then for x sub o is this is 0. So here x sub 1 is 4, and then x sub 0 is 1, so this one. So we came up with this value 0.4620981. Then calculating for the value of b2, uh, plugging in, so just plug in the values here, these ones we have here. So since we already calculated here, this whole is just the uh, b sub 1, so I just copy the value here and then plug in the remaining variable. So we arrive at the answer of negative 0.0518731. So this is the graph. This is the for linear interpolation and for quadratic interpolation. So as we can see, the shorter the interval, uh, the curve is more precise to the true value. Unlike the linear, we have, if this is the true value, this is the predicted approximated value. So there are uh, the error is big. We have calculated as 48% and 33. So for this quadratic, then what we can deduct deduced here for the linear and quadratic is that the more shorter the shorter the interval is, then the more precise our prediction model here. Okay, next is the general form. So actually this is the general form of uh, the interpolation, general form of interpolation, and then this is the general form of Newton's divided difference. So this is called the Newton's divided interpolating polynomials. So it is it works like this. So if we have this 4n 0 to 3, and then we have this x sub o to x sub 3 values, and then corresponding of these values, what we will have here is that these two will become 1, these two here become this one, and this 2 here, f of x sub 2 and then x sub 3 will become one function, and then again this function will become one function, x sub 2, x sub 1, x sub 0. This here is combination of x sub 3, 2, and x sub 1, and then finally this will become just one function, x sub 3 to x sub 0. This is how the Newton divided difference interpolating polynomial works. So examples, if we are going to use the previous example, so we have the x sub o equal to 1, x sub 1 equals to 4, x sub 2 equals to 6, and then we used to estimate the L on ln of 2 with a parabola, and then we will add another point, adding a fourth point, x sub 3 equals to 5, which is f of x sub 3 is 1.609. Actually, it is included in table I provided. Then estimate the ln2 with the third order. So this time we will going to let x equals 3. So what we are after is the f of 3. Unlike the other two example, what we have get is in terms of f of 2. So okay, so same with the formula used in the linear equation. So since again the table that I provided, so the two function become one, the table earlier, and then these two will become one function. So this is what happened here. So these two function x of 1 and x sub o will become just one function, and this function now is f of x1 x sub 0. So this is the value, and then for x sub 2 and x sub 1, so these are the following uh, values for x sub 2. This is 4. X sub 2 here is 6. So this 6 is this one, 1.79. And then x sub 1 is 4. So this one, 1.38. So minus 6 and 4. So we have 0.2027326. And then for x sub 3, again, x sub 3 is 5. So the value is this one, which is provided in the problem. And then x sub 2 again is 6. So this one. So over 5 minus 6. Therefore, we get 0.1823216 for function x sub 3 and x sub 2. Okay, so the values we have solved earlier, function of x sub 2, x sub 0, this one. So next step will be this 2 here. So x sub 2, x sub 1, this is the value, minus of f of x sub 1, x sub 0. So this is the value minus the corresponding number of x sub 1 and 0. So this is 6 and 1. And we have this value as negative 0.05. And then the same here from this value here. And then this one, 5 minus 4. So we got this value. 0.02041100. And then for the last uh, value here, so again this one, so we got a value of 0.07865529. Okay, letting the value of uh, x is equal to 2, still 2 di, x is equal to 2. That 3 there is stands for the third third interpolating. So this is the general formula of Newton divided difference. This is f of x of 0, which is equal to 0, and then this one is b sub 1 times x minus x1 b sub 2. You can recall the general equation of the Newton divided difference. So this is, we already plug in the values, and then if we are going to let the value of this x equal to 0, then we can arrive at this answer, 0.628766, and then we can calculate the value of the error, which is 9.3%. So again, the value of ln of 2 is this one. This is the true value minus the approximation, this one over this true value. We can get this 9.3%. And this is the table for the quadratic I've shown earlier, and the uh, Newton divided difference. Again, the closer the interval is, our prediction model will uh, has a less error. No, we only calculated 9.3%. So the closer the interval is, the more accurate our presented data model or an equation model for these data types. Okay, last topic will be the errors of Newton's interpolating polynomials. So this is the general formula in calculating the error for Newton's interpolating polynomials. So same example we have previously, used the previous problem to estimate the error of the second order polynomial. Of previous example, use the additional data point f of x sub 3 equals f equals 5, 1.609438. So r sub n, this one, so f of x of 3, 2x sub 0, times this one, copy here. So since our n is up to 5 only, so this is so our equation is times 0. This is what we have calculated earlier, for the function x sub 3, x sub 2, x sub 1, and x sub 0, times the x sub 1 times x minus 4 times x minus 6. So These are the interval pala. Interval. So since we have interval x sub 0 is 1, x sub 2 is 4, x sub 1 is 4, and x sub 2 is 6. So these are the interval. And then we let the value still, no? We are after of r of 2. We let the value x equal to 0, then we can calculate and arrive this uh, value here, which is, if we can see the magnitude of the calculated error is the same as the true value.